3x minus 8y. These are in brackets. So when they say simplify, don't think too much. Don't think too much. All you do is expand, multiply what is outside with what is inside. Again, multiply what is outside with what is inside. Now, I'll always emphasize this, even in the last class. Please, always. They want to check if you understand the negatives. So I'll put this side. Even last time I said, I'll always emphasize on the negative. So negative times negative will give you a what? A positive. And the negative times positive will give you a what? Negative. Positive times negative will give you what? A negative. And the positive times positive will give us a what? A positive. So when you're multiplying same signs, it is a positive. When you're multiplying different signs, it is a negative. Different signs, negative. Plus, plus. Please don't forget, when you multiply same signs, it is a positive. So before you can do anything, yeah, because I want each of you to get, an A plus or just a distinction. So you can only get a distinction if you master this. This is very important, and that's what they want you to master in the exam. So before you can even solve that and say, what can this? First check, are there negatives here? You say yes. Okay. This is where they want to examine on the negatives. Okay. If there are negatives, please pay attention. Ask yourself before you can do anything. First, think of this. Okay. So from here, you can go ahead and say 4 multiplied by x, it is 4x. 4 multiplied by 2y. So 4 times 2 is what? Is 8. So plus 80y. You are done this part. So now here, negative times positive. This one, it is positive because there is no negative. So negative times positive. Negative times positive is what? It's negative. So this side it will be 3x like this with a minus. Again, negative times negative. You ask yourself, negative times negative is what? It's positive. So you put a what? A positive. This is 80y. Now, at this point, now that you are done with this, come back here and group the like term. So you can't add the mangoes and banana. You can only add the mangoes and the mangoes. It's more like I say there are 4 mangoes and 8 oranges. How many mangoes are there? Mangoes will still remain 4 and oranges will still remain 8. So you have to group the mangoes alone and the apples alone. So here, everything that has x, you put them together. So we have 4x. Here, you get the way it is with a minus like this. Don't leave out the minus. This is where many people make mistakes. They leave out the what? The minus. Don't leave the minus. Get the way it is with the sign. So it will be minus 3x. Okay, plus. Now you have this side 8y. So 8y plus 8y like this. So what is the 4x minus 3x? So 4x minus 3x is just 1x. So it is just x like that. Plus 8y plus 8y. So 8 plus 8, it is just 16y. Okay. Please don't go any further. You are done. You are just simplifying. So many people make mistakes here. They want to add x plus 16y. No. These are mangoes. These are apples. You can't add the mangoes and apples. Mangoes will remain mangoes. Apples will remain apples. So you end here. Don't go anywhere far. Just say x plus 16 is your answer. You end it. Because it just said simplify. Okay? For the sake of having challenges, our here is you have 4, then inside you have x plus 2y. So you multiply 4 times x, it is 4x like this. 4 times 2y, it is 8y like that. Okay, the negative is just the negative because here we say the minus and the positive will give us what? Minus. So negative times negative is positive.
No,
So 8
needs
y.
something like a 500.
Here I said you group those with x like this and those with y alone. So those with x we have 4x minus 3x. So 8y plus 8y will give us 8y plus 8y. So 4x minus 3x is just x like this. And 8 plus 8 it is what? 16 like y. Okay. So this is the point where I said this is the point where I said you don't have to add or subtract this because they are different. So please, when you reach this point, just end there. When you reach this point, just end there. Don't try to add or subtract. Okay? Because x is different from y. You can't add it unless it was x plus let's say 2x. Here you can add and say 3x. But we are saying when the numbers or the letters here are different, just end there. Don't add or subtract. Okay. I hope that is a bit clear. Don't worry. Two, in the 2018 past paper, it was saying evaluate. So evaluate 2, well, that is 27 to the power 2 over 3 like this. Now, when you're given a number like this, when you're given a number, this is the power. Most people, they say, no, 3 times 27 plus 2. No, this is not a fraction. So this is not the same as 27 2 over 3. No, it is not. It is not the same. So this is the power. It is on top there, 2 over 3 like this. So don't confuse the two. This is not equal to that. Okay. So I will remove this part. So if you are given a number like this, these are indices. Okay. So when you're given a number like this, you say this is equal to, you write more like a square root like this. Okay. After you write this, the base, this whole number here, is what you put inside as 27. Then outside here you put your 3. This which is down here is what you put down there. Okay, so everything outside you say to the power 2. This is 2 there. I'll repeat this. You write your square root like this. What is the base there is what you put 27. What is down there, which is the denominator, is what you put inside down there. Then outside you put what is on top, which is the numerator square. Okay. Here you don't use a calculator. So I'll remove this because I was just repeating for you to understand. Now after doing this, this 3 here, it means what number can you multiply itself 3 times to get 27? So that number is 3. So it's more like we're saying 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So here they simply wanted us to find the number that you can multiply itself for 3 times so that you can get 27. And we found that that number is 3. So meaning everything that was inside is the 3. So 3, when you multiply 3 times 3 times 3, you get 27. So that's what we said. Say, what number can you multiply itself 3 times to get 27? So it is a 3. Remember outside there is what? 2. So 3 to the power 2 just means 3 times 3. The mistake people make is they multiply 3 times 2. No, it's not like that. So when they say, even I give you a to the power 4, here it simply means a times a times a times a. So if I get 3 to the power 2, so 3 to the power 2 is the same as 3 times 3. So don't say 3 times 2. No, please don't do that. Okay? So these, I'll erase them. I'll just giving you an example. So we continue. 3 times 3 is what? It is 9. 9 like this. You are done. You found your answer is 9. So this past paper, 2018, question 2, where they said evaluate 27 the power 2 over 3. All they needed you is you rewrite. So let me read. So a straight line passes through a point A, which is 3, 2 like this. And at B, which is 5, y like that. Then they're saying has the gradient. Okay. Gradient, remember gradient, we put it in terms of m. So m denotes gradient. So m is equal to what? M is equal to negative, which is given here, negative 2. Okay? Then they're saying find the value of y. Find the value of y. So what they're saying is this. We have a point at A here, and a straight line like this at point B like that. So we are told the point here it is 3, 2. The point there it is 5, 1. So they want us to find this y there. Now, how do we find the y? So please, don't forget this. The formula for the gradient is change in y over change in x. So what I'm trying to say here is gradient, which is m, is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So don't forget this formula. Please write it down. M is the gradient is equal to y2 minus y1. Everything you divide x2 minus x1. Okay. And after you do that, you come here. You say this is your x3, this is your x1 here, this is your y1. This is your x2 there, this is your y. So don't worry about this. I'm saying this is the first coordinate of this line, and this is the last coordinate of this line. So after you have this, then you can come this side and say m is equal to, where there is m, you are told it is what? It is negative 2. So even in the question here, I told that the gradient is negative 2. So you simply say minus 2 is equal to, where there is y2, remember y2 is y, so you put your y like that. Minus, where there is y1, it is this one, y1, which is 2. So you put it 2 there like this. Don't worry, I'll still repeat it. For now, just follow what I'm doing so that when I repeat, it makes sense. Okay, so divide x2, you come here, x2 is 5, so you put your 5 minus x1 is x1 here, which is 3. You put your 3 like this. Okay, so all you do here is you say minus 2 is equal to y minus 2 over 5 minus 3 is what? 2 like this. Okay, you want to find y, so you can divide over 1. Then you cross multiply. So 1 times y is 1. 1 times minus 2 is minus 2 is equal to 2 times minus 2 times minus 2. It is, remember this is positive, this is minus. So positive times minus is minus. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So here you're going to have negative 4 like this. Please don't rush, don't be too fast. The mistake some of you is you can know what to do here, but you're too fast. You know, you want to find the final answer. No, don't be too fast. Don't be too fast. Okay. So what is remaining here? Just say why you want to take this to that side, because what you want is just y. The question is finding y. So for you to find y, don't rush anywhere. You're not rushing anywhere. You just say y is equal to minus 4. When 2 goes that side, it will be plus 2 like this. So that your y will just be equal to minus 4 plus 2. So these are different signs. So what is there is minus 4 plus 2. I know now the mistake is here. So if you are adding here and there is a negative there, you are subtracting actually. Okay? Because we can write this as 2 minus 4. It's just the same. Now, 2 minus 4 is what? From 4, we get 2. So here it is just the 2, but you get the sign from the bigger number. So you say 4 minus 2, but the sign from the bigger number is what? Is negative. So here it is negative 2. So meaning y will be negative 2 there. You are done. You found what y is. Okay, so the last one is saying you have also this one I sent in the next photo in the group. So they are saying factorize. So this was question 4. They're saying factorize completely 5x squared minus 5. So they're saying we have to factorize. So for you to factorize, you are getting what is common outside the bracket to remain with what is not common. Okay. For example, if I give you 2x plus 2y, what is common here is this 2 here. So if I'm trying to factorize this, I can remove the 2 outside, and I say 2 into 2x, I'll just remain with it, x like this, plus 2 into 2y, I'll just remain with it, y. Why? Because I've removed the 2 outside, which is common. So I'll factorize this one. But we want to factorize this one thing. How do you factorize it? So here, there are 2 key things that you have to consider when you want to factorize such. So for you to factorize this one, what you do is you remove the 5 outside. So 5 is common. I can remove it outside. Then I'm going to have. So when I remove the 5 here, I'm going to have x squared. When I say 5 into 5 there, because I'm removing it, it's just 1. You are not done. Most people, they end there. So if you end here, they'll just give you 1 mark instead of 2 marks. Okay, so for you to get all the marks, you have to continue from here. So for the bit, if you're given x squared minus y squared, this is what we call difference of 2 squares. And for difference of 2 squares, what you do is, when you are given everything that is squared like this, all you do is, you say, you do this. First you say x plus y, again x plus y. This is how you apply this such. Okay. For example, it gives you x squared minus 4. So here it is the same as writing x squared minus 4. It is the same as 2 to the power 2. Again here, these 2 are both squared. So if they are both squared, you can say x plus 2 and x minus 2 like this. Okay. Now, after doing this, what you do next is you're done. Now, another example can be if you're given x squared minus 9 like this. So you have to find a way of writing this so that it has also a square. So you say x squared minus, what number can you multiply itself 2 times to get 9? Is 3. 3 times 3 will give you 9. So this is the same as just writing e to the power 2 also. Okay, because 3 times 3 will give you 9. So again, if you have 2 numbers that are both squared like this, and there is a minus, please, and there is a minus in between them, then you can go ahead and apply difference of 2 squares. So that means you say x plus 3 and the x minus 3 like this. Okay. X plus 3, x minus 3. So we come back to what we had here. Easy. I'll just putting them so that you are not lost. Okay. So here we have 5 outside like this. Then inside you have x squared minus 1. You can say 1 squared like this. Okay. Because 1 times 1 will give you still 1. Okay. So using what we are doing there, these 2 numbers are both squared. Okay. Since they are both squared, what do we do? So you say 5, and you say this x plus 1, then x minus 1. The same way we're doing there, and you close like this. So you factorize. So that's how you factorize this one. You can ask why you don't understand. I said this can only come like this if it obeys the difference of 2 squares. So at this point, this is where I was saying x squared minus y squared. It is the same as saying x plus y, then x is the same x minus y. Okay, so if I have x to the power 2 minus 1, this is the same as saying x to the power 2 minus 1 to the power 2. And this, since they are both squared and there's a minus, you say x first plus 1. Again, x now minus 1 like that. And this is the same as what is inside. But since we have a 5, you have to put the 5 outside. So others, they cannot even put in a square bracket to confuse them. You just say 5 outside, x plus 1, x minus 1 of this. But I like putting this to show that it was coming from inside. And 5 is scattering for everything, and 5 is not just for what is inside here. Okay, so these are the first 4 questions that they asked. Thank you. This was somewhere 2 marks, this was somewhere 3 marks, and this was somewhere 2 marks also. This was somewhere 2 marks. Yeah, so 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is like 6 plus 3, that's like 9 to 10 marks. So far, if you solve question 1 to 4, you should have already gotten at least 10 marks. So that you go to other sections like 5, 6, 7, 8, you also get someone. Okay. So today, I just wanted us to focus on simplify, evaluate, factorize, and also finding the value when you're given the formula. Okay. So you don't have to be overloaded with so much in a day because you tend to forget the important thing. So let me summarize what we've done. I'll summarize what we've done here for the sake of those that joined late. Yeah, so here, what I was saying is, these are the first 4 questions that came in 2018, paper 1, mathematics. The first question was simplify this. The second question was evaluate. The third question was to find the value of 1. And the last one was to factorize, of course. Okay. So for simplifying, key things, when you are simplifying, I want to summarize the key important things. So key takeaways, the key is when you're simplifying. Number 1 is expand. So by expanding, I mean what you are given here, you expand it. So you had the 4x plus 2y, this minus 3x like that, minus y, 8y like this. So by expanding, I simply multiply what is outside with what is. So 4x plus 8y minus 3x plus 8y. So this is what is the first step is expand. This is expanded. Now number 2 is take note of what is take note of negative. So by taking note of negatives, what I mean is please pay attention. This negative, when it multiplies with that negative, becomes what is positive here like this. Okay, that's why I was emphasizing here minus times minus is positive. I know the exercise I'll give you from the past papers. I know some of you will still make a mistake. I'll remind you, some of you will make a mistake of you will forget to multiply negative and negative. You will just get what is there. Trust me, there's someone here who's going to make that mistake. You will forget to multiply this negative and that negative. So please don't forget that. You can forget whatever I said, but don't forget to multiply a negative and negative. Master this. So always, when you're given a question, check is there a negative? If there is a negative, oh, okay. So they want to test you on negative. Exam or a test, they just want to see where you make a mistake. Because that's what they're interested in. So even when they are marking who is it, they don't know, they know where you will make a mistake. And they'll just come straight. Did she multiply minus and minus? If yes, or good. Did she add the like terms alone and the unlike terms alone? Yes, she did. Oh, okay, perfect. So even when they're marking, I will emphasize, please don't forget the negatives. Multiply negatives where it is important. Okay, negative is what makes maths. Once you just know how to be careful with the negative, you will know maths. Okay, that's the secret. Just to know where you need to multiply a negative and a negative, where you need to divide the negative and positive, a negative and negative. Always here, which is where people get A pluses, distinctions. The key is here. It looks simple like this, but this is where a lot of people make mistakes. Yeah, could be in the formula, negative. Always pay attention to a negative. I'll emphasize this until you write your exam. A negative is supposed to be taken care of. Okay. So after taking care of a negative, you simply now, the last step is add or subtract like terms. Okay. So you can only add or subtract what like terms. So those that have x and those that have y, add those that have x alone and add those that have y alone. And you combine. So in the exam, it's not always that they'll give you X and Y. They can give you A and B. They can give you C and D, but just make sure if there's C's, you just add the C's alone and the D's alone. And D, take care of negative. Okay. So that was it. The summary of the first part was simplifying. Those are the key takeaways. Yeah. Now, this is your work. Evaluate. Don't worry about. This is your homework. Your takeaway. So the homework is going to be like this. So please write it down. Write it down. Number one, this is the exercise. So when we are done, I'll send you will have to solve and send me so that I can mark and check where to make mistake. So the first question is it evaluate. Simplify. Sorry, simplify. I want you to simplify two.
It's homework, your exercise.
Whichever way you are doing it from home, so it is your homework. I'll put exercise. So 2b there minus 3 minus a minus 3 like this. So I want you to simplify this one. I'll give it 3 marks. Okay, so this is just 3 marks. Don't say no, I have to multiply 3. No, that is just 3 marks. Then number 2, I want you to evaluate 16 to the power 1 over 4. 3 over 4. Okay, so this is also 3 more. Then number 3, I want you to find this. So find the gradient of the line.
Sir,
Yes.
I want to ask on question 2. Evaluate 15. I can't see that one.
Can you
3 over 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So that one is find the gradient of a line passing through A 5,6 and B 10, 18. So here I just want you to find
Now,
you can turn off your camera. I can hear it. You can turn off your mic. Okay, I was muting those two so I don't disturb. So this is the number 3. The number 4, I want you to factorize this one. Factorize. Here you're going to factorize completely. So here, what I want to factorize is this one. That's the 2x squared minus 8. 2x squared